Hey everyone, this is Alicia and welcome to my channel. Today I just really wanted to play around in some makeup and to try out some new eyeshadow brushes that I bought. So if you would like to see how I came up with this look, just keep on watching. I'm taking the NYX Cosmetics Milk Jumbo Eye Pencil to prime my lids before I blend it out using my Alter Ego Concealer Brush. I'm blending this shade into my lid and I'm not going to set it in place because I'm using color today and I really want my shadows to pop. I'm now taking the shade Voodoo from the Beauty Bay Book of Magic palette and I'm depositing this shade into my crease using a Jessup 228 Luxe Crease brush. This shade was so insanely beautiful and pigmented and I had no issues building it up at all. I ordered these Jessup makeup brushes and this is my first time using them. This brush worked really well, but it shedded so much. The brushes are extremely affordable, but it was just a little annoying and something worth mentioning if you ever wanted to try this brand or the brushes. Right now, I'm not too concerned with blending, I'm just placing this shade down. I'm now going into the shade Sorcery and blending out the harsh edges of Voodoo. I'm using the Jessup 227 Luxe Soft Definer brush, and again this brush works amazingly but it shed quite a bit. I'm just placing the shade down before I even worry about blending it out, because if you try to blend your shadows on a wet base, it becomes really muddy. For my brow bone highlight, I'm taking this shade from the Huda Beauty Lilac Pastel Obsession palette and using my Morphe B44 brush to apply this shade to my brow bone right below my arch, and this is going to give me a bit of highlight. Now using an e.l.f. blending brush and this shade from the Lilac Obsessions palette, this is going to act as my official transition shade. This is going to help diffuse my above crease shade as well as blend out any harsh edges that were created as I was creating my gradient. I'm using small circular motions as well as holding my brush towards the tip so that I don't have as much control. Doing this makes blending so much easier and almost effortless. I'm just going back in with my Jessup 227 and Sorcery to further diffuse the harsh lines that Voodoo created. If you want to intensify your crease, just go back in with Voodoo and your 228 to build that shade back up and apply some to the outer corner of your lid to prepare your lid for the next step. I took my Plouise 7071 brush and coated both sides in Vaseline, and this is what I'm going to use to carve my lid as well as to clean it up. This step is honestly a game changer and I don't know why I didn't try it sooner when I saw that makeup artist as Plouise was doing this. Take your time when doing this step because remember, whenever you place the Vaseline is going to break down the eyeshadow underneath. After I achieve the shape that I want, I'm taking some Q-tips or some cotton swabs and I'm just making sure to remove all of the Vaseline on my lids. Closing your lid and placing your finger down on it helps you to make sure this is precise. Now I'm applying the Plouise and MMMMitchell Blank Canvas Acid Rain paint onto the area that I just cleaned up using my Royal and Langnickel Zen No. 8 brush. I'm honestly just coloring in the lines and placing this base down. The reason for clearing my lid is so that I have the most intense color payoff when I place down my lid shade. Also, by having a blank canvas, no pun intended, it makes sure that the color is the truest hue because it doesn't mix with the base or something underneath it. Once I get to my outer lid, I'm going to use my finger to diffuse that base so that there isn't such a harsh line of demarcation. I'm going back in with some Voodoo and my 228 brush and make small patting motions inwards so that there's a seamless blend. Using a Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush, I'm going to make sure I'm patting down my base so that it's tacky and not wet. Going back into the Lilac Obsessions palette, I'm applying this shade with my e.l.f. eyeshadow brush onto my lid. I'm bringing this shade out towards my outer lid, but being sure to leave a sliver of clean area so that I can place another shade between this and Voodoo. As you can see, this shade had so much fallout, so if you're the type to do your foundation first, make sure you place a powder down to catch any fallout. To get more precision and get really close to my crease, I'm going into that same lid shade with my Jessup 237 Detail Shader Brush. This brush was so damn good, and I really love how I was able to get into the small little areas with it. It honestly reminds me so much of the Morphe M156 brush, and surprisingly enough, this brush didn't shed at all. I went back over my lid with that shade in my e.l.f. eyeshadow brush before going back in with Sorcery and my 227 brush, and I'm just marrying my lid shade into my outer lid shade. This just really helped to create such a beautiful gradient. I'm just going back in with my previous brushes in their corresponding shades and slightly overlapping them to make sure that everything is blended well together. I'm just further cleaning up my crease using Voodoo and my Morphe liner brush from the I Slay brush set, but this step is optional. Now using a Color by Me No. 3 brush and the Plouise and MMMMitchell Nitro Acid Rain paint, I'm going to create a floating line in my crease. I'm taking my time doing this step, and once I get towards Voodoo, I'm going to curve it upwards towards my brow bone and then create crisscross lines. I'm going to add an extra line as if I'm going to drag it down to my lower lash line, but I'm only stopping halfway into my lid. Taking a Color by Me No. 0 brush and the MBA Cosmetics Pansy eyeliner, I'm going to add little dots to the end of each line, almost to make it look like small little flower buds. I'm using the Benefit Cosmetics Bad Gal Bang mascara to coat my lashes, and while I'm waiting for them to dry, I'm going to clean up my lower lash line area and all that fallout that I had. I'm using the Rebel Access Trinity lashes, which if you've seen any of my other tutorials, you would know that these lashes are purple and I absolutely love them. I did the rest of my face off camera, and now I'm taking Voodoo and my BH Cosmetics No. 11 from the Studded Elegance brush set to apply this as close to my lower lash line as possible. I then went in with my 227 brush and Sorcery to smoke that shade out. I then used the clean BH Cosmetics V5 blending brush to further diffuse those shades. I'm using a number 4 flat liner brush and some more of that Nitro paint and applying this directly to my waterline, and I am just so obsessed with this color and the pigmentation. Oh my gosh. Now I'm just coating my lower lashes in mascara before I go in and apply my inner corner highlight. For my inner corner highlight, I took a bit of the NYX Cosmetics Glitter Primer and the Glow Glitters Metallica Glitter to place the smaller bits down first before I went back and added some chunky bits on top. After this step, this completes the look. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as turn on your notifications so that you don't miss any further uploads. And I hope to see you all soon. Bye.